Dear students, welcome back to my channel. In this class, let's continue the thermodynamics with thermodynamic systems. Okay. In the last class, I have discussed about thermodynamic systems definition and also the definition for surroundings, isn't it? Thermodynamic system means it's a region containing a large number of atoms or molecules. So within a real or imaginary boundary. Okay. So inside that imaginary boundary or real boundary, we actually discuss about the thermodynamic variables like pressure, volume and temperature. Okay. Now here, if we come to the types of thermodynamic systems, the first type is a closed system. Closed system. When the thermodynamic system is said to be a closed system, please remember, so if there is only the exchange of energy takes place between the system and surroundings and not the matter, then the system is said to be a closed system. It means a closed system is a system which is responsible for, which exchanges only the energy with the surroundings and not the matter. Okay. If we take one example for closed system, it is a sealed pressure cooker. Okay, sealed pressure cooker. Please understand, I am using the word sealed. Okay, there is no gap for the exchange of water vapors with the surroundings. Okay, whenever you consider water in the cooker and when you heat it, okay, what happens? The internal energy, it means the energy of the water molecules will rise, hence the temperature of the water will rise. Okay, so since the walls of this cooker in case of a closed system are perfectly diathermic, please remember meaning of the word diathermic. Diathermic wall is a perfectly conducting wall which can able to exchange the energy, heat energy with the surroundings. Okay, here the walls of the pressure cooker are perfectly diathermic, hence it is responsible for exchange of heat energy with the surroundings, but not the matter. Okay, no water molecule will go away, no water vapors will go away, only the heat energy, whatever heat energy produced inside that water, that will go out from water to the surroundings. Such a type of system is called a closed system. A closed system is a system so which exchanges only the energy with the surroundings and not the matter. Okay. Next, the second type of a system is an open system. When the system is said to be an open system, the system is said to be open if it exchanges both matter and energy with the surroundings. Okay, the system is said to be an open system if it exchanges both matter and energy with the surroundings. Okay, so if we take an example of the same cooker without this lid, okay, so otherwise we can also take a cup of hot tea. Now what happens? Heat will flow from system to the surroundings as well as water vapors. I mean the vapors produced by this hot tea, it will also evaporate. Otherwise cooking with an open vessel is also example for open system. Okay. Next, the third type of system is an isolated system. Isolated system. Okay. Meaning of the word isolated is separated. Okay. Isolated system is a system which will not exchange either matter or energy. It means it exchanges neither the matter nor the energy with the surroundings. Such a type of system is called an isolated system. Here, the walls of the isolated system are perfectly adiabatic. Perfectly adiabatic. Adiabatic means no change in heat content. Okay, like this. You can take the example of a thermos flask as an isolated system. If you consider hot water or hot tea or hot coffee, it remains hot forever. Okay, usually we say forever. Because there will be no exchange of heat energy and there will be no exchange of matter with the surroundings. Okay, these are the three different kinds of thermodynamic systems. First one, closed system. So here only exchange of heat energy, no exchange of matter. Open system, here exchange of both energy and matter. Isolated system, so exchange of no exchange of matter and energy. Okay. Next, let us discuss about the types of equilibrium. Types of equilibrium. What is the meaning of the word equilibrium? Net effect is equal to 0. That is the simplest meaning of the word equilibrium. Here, the first type of equilibrium is thermal equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium. What is the meaning of the word thermal equilibrium? Thermal equilibrium is a condition where the temperature of the medium is equal to the temperature of the system is equal to the temperature of the surroundings. Temperature of the system, temperature of the surroundings ಎರಡು ಸೇಮ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಥರ್ಮಲ್ ಈಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಂ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆಗ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಥರ್ಮಲ್ ಈಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್, ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕಲ್ ಈಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಂ. Mechanical equilibrium. When the system is said to be in mechanical equilibrium means if the net force acting on the system is equal to 0, then the system is under mechanical equilibrium condition. Net force has to be 0. Next, the third one, thermal equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium, and the third one is chemical equilibrium. Chemical equilibrium. Here the net force should be equal to 0, but here there will be no chemical reaction takes place. That it means no exchange of matter takes place. If in case of a system there is no exchange of matter with the surroundings, so then there will be no chemical reaction. When there is no chemical reaction in the system, such condition is said to be chemical equilibrium. Okay. Suppose simultaneously if a system is under all these three equilibria, then the system is said to be under thermodynamic equilibrium. Thermodynamic equilibrium. If you consider one system A, if this A is under thermal equilibrium, is under mechanical equilibrium, also under chemical equilibrium means it is under thermodynamic equilibrium. What is the condition for a system to obey thermodynamic equilibrium means, first of all it has to obey the thermal equilibrium, second one it has to obey the mechanical equilibrium, third one it has to obey the chemical equilibrium. If it can able to obey all these three means, so without any doubt we can say it is under thermodynamic equilibrium. Okay. Next, let's come to the laws of thermodynamics. The laws of thermodynamics. First one, usually we say zeroth law of thermodynamics. Zeroth law of thermodynamics. Why it is called by the word zeroth law means because it is the most fundamental law. It comes before the first law. Hence it is said to be zeroth law of thermodynamics. Actually it was introduced after the first law. Actually somebody will say like that. But exact meaning of this word zeroth law of thermodynamics is most fundamental law in thermodynamics. which mainly says about thermal equilibrium. Okay, if two systems A and B are separately in thermal equilibrium with C, they are in thermal equilibrium with the system C, then they would be in thermal equilibrium. Okay, this is the statement of zeroth law of thermodynamics. If two systems are separately in thermal equilibrium with the third system, then both the first and second systems will be in thermal equilibrium with each other. Okay, suppose if A is in thermal equilibrium with the system C, similarly B is also in thermal equilibrium with C, separately, then both the systems A and B will be in thermal equilibrium with each other. So this is the actual statement of zeroth law of thermodynamics. If two systems are separately in thermal equilibrium with the third system, then both the systems will be in thermal equilibrium with each other. Okay. Similarly, the first law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics. So, this first law of thermodynamics actually is a law of conservation of energy. This is the significance of first law of thermodynamics. Okay. So, very important question for 1 mark. Mention the significance of first law of thermodynamics means law of conservation of energy. Okay. Then the statement of first law of thermodynamics is that the total heat supplied to the system is equal to the sum of rise in internal energy and the external work done. Okay, this is the statement of first law of thermodynamics. The total amount of heat energy supplied to the system will be utilized for two purposes. Part of the energy is used to increasing its internal energy, and remaining part of the heat energy is used to do some external work. Now you can also write this dW or delta W like this, P into delta V. Okay, next this is delta Q, where delta Q is heat supplied. Next, delta U means rise in internal energy. What is the meaning of the word internal energy? Actually, internal means inside. The sum of all the different types of energy possessed by the thermodynamic system is said to be internal energy of the system. Okay? Internal energy of a thermodynamic system can be defined as the sum of all the different types of energies possessed by the system. Okay, so actually we can't measure the internal energy, but we can measure the change in internal energy. That's it. Okay, next, dW means the amount of work done, which is also given by P into delta V. Work done. Please remember here, for this we use one sign convention. Delta Q is positive if heat is supplied. To the system. Delta Q is negative if heat is extracted from the system. If we supply the heat, positive. If we extract the heat, if we remove the heat, then it is said to be negative. Like that. We actually, while saying about the first law of thermodynamics, we also discuss this sign conventions. Next, the significance of first law of thermodynamics. So I said already. So this is law of conservation of energy. Similarly, there are few drawbacks. drawbacks of first law of thermodynamics. The first drawback is it fails to say about the direction of heat flow. Okay, heat ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಈ ಒಂದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾ ಹೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. It fails to explain the direction for heat flow. ಎರಡನೇದು, it fails to explain how much of heat energy can be converted into work done. ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ನಾವು ವರ್ಕ್ ಅನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್, under what condition we can able to convert heat energy into work done. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ನಾವು ವರ್ಕ್ ಅನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಸಹ ಇದು ಹೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ 3 ಡ್ರಾಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ thermodynamics. And now finally I will give you one conclusion, the alternate definition for thermodynamics. Thermodynamics is the branch of physics that deals with the flow of heat energy. That is fine. Apart from that, after knowing this Joule's law, first law of thermodynamics and all, we can come to one conclusion. Thermodynamics is the branch of physics which deals with the interrelationship between heat energy and the work done. Okay, how work done can be converted into heat energy and how heat energy can be converted into work done. So it gives the relationship between W and H. That is none other than W is equal to JH. As I said earlier, it is a Joule's law. Okay, so the amount of heat produced is directly proportional to the amount of work done, like that. Okay, anyhow, so in the next class let us discuss about the Mayer's equation. Okay, thank you for watching.